everything's kind of come to a halt. Everything's come to a screeching halt here in the woods. The chippers broke down. The truck driver went to the shop to get some parts, and the slasher just went down, and everything's just kind of come to an absolute screeching halt out here. So, oh, what fun. But I put up a video yesterday. It's Monday, and boy, the haterade was flowing. I mean, you guys were hating on the Slasher, the old Barco. Everybody just relax. Everybody was hating on me, and you're all wrong. Nobody figured it out. Until I did make a couple comments on there of what was actually wrong. There was no hose blown. There was no fitting broke. The cylinder had a crack in it. So, what we had actually did, Thursday and Friday, we took all the trucks. Josh loaded one truck Thursday and Friday. We loaded everybody else here because we tried to get the wood off the ground here because it's a, as you can tell, it's a muddy mess. So the whole idea, try to get all that we could out of here. So I make a chipping video, I run the chipper, and then everybody hates on the Slasher because there's a clip in there of some mist coming out of the grapple, and everybody just goes bananas. Let's knock this off from here. Everybody goes bananas. So what had happened was, there's just a lot going on behind the scenes that, I mean, if it was a hose, we could have fixed it. If it was a fitting, we could have fixed it. But here's the thing, is we don't even have a tool truck here. We don't have tools here. Then remember about the gist of the tools, it's a pipe wrench, and there's a few other tools kicking around, a couple tools in the truck. The tools are all at the shop. The tool truck's getting switched over. So we literally have both tool trucks backed up to each other. Everything's getting moved from one tool truck into the other tool truck. Build a new bench. We need to do an update video on that. We'll get that done here while it's about half done, and we can show you a few changes we made. Hopefully it works. But we don't have a tool truck here. So we took the cylinder off Friday night and then took it to the shop where they got tore apart and got welded on and got fixed. So it wasn't a quick 5-minute deal to change a hose or change a fitting. The whole idea was we had every truck here getting loaded. The other chipper didn't, like I said, didn't load anything Friday. Loaded one truck Thursday. Got moved Friday, set up. Everybody else was here getting loaded because we're trying to get as much wood out of here as we can. So we could have ripped the cylinder off, taken it to the shop, spent half a day working on it while we have about 5 truck drivers sitting out here and, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys out here getting paid to do nothing. Or we could just put about 10 gallons of hydraulic fluid, not even 10, probably 5, because it's not leaking, only on the open. When you'd open it all the way up and spray a little bit. If you didn't open it all the way, it wouldn't leak. But, so we just ran it, because it wasn't worth the thousands upon thousands of dollars we would have been losing in profit. And trucks getting loaded and people standing there. Otherwise, people have been standing here doing nothing, and you lose a bunch of money quick when you have a whole crew standing there doing nothing because that cylinder's bad. So it got fixed. It got welded on this weekend, tore apart. That's why we had the miss. That's why we didn't shut down. It just goes back to just trying to get as much wood out of here as we can. But this is, if you watch the videos back, this is where it's leaking from. And as you can tell, she has been all redone in here. So that's why she's got the nice fresh black paint over it. And it's not leaking anymore. And there's our master link. We're missing the sidetracked right there. Do you see it? You can't? That chain fell off. He couldn't get wood through it. The master link come out. So again, if we had our tool truck, we'd have had the master link. But that's part of the pains of getting a new tool truck, is you can't have the old one here. And here's my problem now. This is fixed. Nothing's leaking down here anymore. This is what's leaking now. And I took this one off and tried to put it over here. The threads are pulled on this one. Now what this is this is your open and close. This is the open and close the grapple. That's what those two are. These two are to spin the grapple. Or it's called a bucket, but I'll call it grapple for all you haters out there. So this spins it around. That opens and closes, but there's a restrictor in here so that it doesn't spin, because otherwise it's going to spin like 100 miles an hour. And you put this in here, what that does right there is it slows it down so it's not spinning super fast. That's the whole idea of that. The only problem is this is leaking so bad. Well, let's go back. This one's thread is pulled. This is where your restrictor is on this side, because I just had it pulled apart. I've been working on it all morning. Not all morning, but when I've been waiting. So, pulled this one and tried to put it over here, and I pulled this one off, and the threads are pulled on that one, which tells me that we had this one originally here, and somebody years ago pulled the threads and swapped them so that the threads pulled are on this side where there's not your restriction, and over here's restriction, and then so I tore it apart 4 times today. I've had, and you got a little thing here, a little O-ring washer deal, and I had this tore apart about a month ago. This was leaking. I tore it out and I flopped this around and I put it back together. It didn't leak anymore. So I took it apart this morning, did the same thing, and it leaked worse. And then I got a brake and pedal with it, and now it's leaking way worse. So I made a phone call and sent out the serial number of the old girl so we can hopefully get 2 of these new ones and just get everything new out here, and then we'll be just fine. But right now, I mean, she's dumping oil. It's not pretty. So, I mean, these cylinders, they've been welded on quite a bit. This is everything's been welded on. She's an old girl, and she's been busted up and beat up, tore apart. So, I mean, even this cylinder, I mean, just looking, she's been welded on multiple times. But yeah, the Haterade, man, you guys were killing me. Just all kinds of flustered. And yeah, we got it all rewelded. That's not leaking. And then I get just that fixed, and then this starts. And this is so bad I can't run it. If I had plugs, I could plug my lines, and then I couldn't control my grapple, which I don't like to do around that saw, but I could manage. But I don't got no plugs here. I don't got no tool truck. But yeah, you all was wrong, man. You guys was man. You guys was killing me. That's okay though. You was hating on me. That's fine. Just hating on me. You get you half a dozen of them? Dozen of them? You got a bunch of half links. You have you got a master link? You got a bunch of half links? Liar. You better be messing with me. I'm going to beat you.
What do you think I'm lying to? Oh, there's one.
There we go.
But, there's 2.
Good. We got a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of them and then a couple half links.
That'll help us feed wood through there a lot better. You like how I shoved your extension in there for a pin? Oh, golly. Pair of pliers? Yeah, we gotta move it.
That way.
No, power skid just finishing up one little truck. We got a grab full. Interesting idea. Booyah! I mean, I couldn't get another stick in there if I wanted to. But no, we got 2 bottles on the floor. One full thing of Gatorade and one dark colored cream soda. I'm not drinking the cream soda. I don't think that's cream soda. So, yeah, I gotta get rolling out of here. This is probably my last bundle. And then I gotta take off. So, me and Josh getting it done at the end of the day. Coldster's chipping. Not the best day that we could have wished we'd had, but what do? You know? You just keep rolling. Look at that. There's some nice wood out here still. So, good. Thanks for watching. Just keep rolling. Chipper's back up. We got the chain put back on it, and that's where we're at.